Today's battle for bargains takes place in beautiful Vienne, a town steeped in Roman splendour. Friends, Romans, bargain spotters, welcome to the French town of Vienne. This perfect little town, so close to the French Alps, is the ideal place to do some bargain spotting. This temple behind me has been here for over 2,000 years. Not that I'm suggesting that either of our teams should pick up a trowel and dig for Roman ruins. No, no. They have the local market to unearth their bargains. Vienne was known in Roman times as Vienne the Beautiful. I wonder if that had anything to do with the fact that its riverside position on the east bank of the Rhone made it a major port for wine. The wine in this region is outstanding, and I suspect the Romans may have enjoyed a glass or two while watching the evening's entertainment at one of the town's 2 theatres. So many fascinating ruins have been uncovered in Vienne that you can just imagine Roman soldiers marching through the town. Well, enough of all that. There's money to be made. We've brought 2 teams over to France to see if they can make a profit by buying antiques and collectibles here at the local markets and to sell them back home. But it won't be easy. They have to choose very wisely and haggle hard if they're to make any profit at all. So I think it's time to meet today's contestants who are ready to battle. Our first contestant is Minna. She's 25 years old and originally from Finland. She's a fashion designer with a passion for all things retro.
In my house, I've got way too many vintage shoes. I've got way too many costume jewelry, jackets, everything. Yeah, it's just my passion. I just love it.
Dragging Minna away from vintage clothing is Jonty Herndon. His expert knowledge on furniture and household objects should help Minna uncover some profitable pieces at the market today.
Instantly, I think, you know, how can I sell it? Where can I sell it? Who would buy it?
Hoping to beat Minna and run away with today's prize is her best friend Marko. As a dedicated follower of fashion, he has an eye for all things trendy and eye-catching.
I'm really passionate about mirrors. I absolutely love mirrors. Big mirrors, small mirrors, antique mirrors, anything really. They're all fabulous.
Steering Marko away from the merely beautiful and towards the profitable is Mark Franks. He's been dealing in French antiques and collectibles for over 10 years and knows he'll always find a buyer for something practical.
Look at this, imagine this in the hallway. Bosh! Imagine that in the hallway. Fab?
It is, actually.
Morning, bargain spotters. And Minna, you look fantastic. What are you looking for today?
I think in the ideal world, I would looking for sort of costume jewelry, handbags, shoes, sort of vintage clothing. But I think in here, I'm quite open to suggestions.
Good, very nice indeed. Jonty, what are your suggestions if Minna doesn't find the costume jewelry?
Well, I think that's very exciting because back home there's lots of collectors for anything that's French as far as the costume jewellery and dress design. I mean, fantastic. So it'd be really exciting if we could find something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Now, young man, Marko, what are you looking for today?
I'm looking for interior design, bits and bobs, and a bit of bling and that sort of stuff. Bling.
Bling.
Yes.
That is bright,
Bright
glitzy.
and glitzy and
right.
sparkling.
Yeah, just like Mark here.
Yeah.
Bright, glitzy,
Exactly.
sparkling.
Well, I'm bling till the end, until we finish.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just gets worse. Well, teams, remember you've just got one day to spend your £350 worth of euros, and just think to yourselves before you go rushing headlong into it, is it collectible or rejectable? Right, Minna, you can have your red money bag. Marko,
Thank
you're
you.
in black. And 2 experts,
There
your
you go.
black books. Right, well, you both look ready to me, so it's time to belt up, it's time to buy.
Yeah.
There you go, pick card, any card.
Huh?
trompe-l'oeil, trick of the eye.
Oh, right.
Painted on. Brilliant. Very clever.
So, whilst our teams are getting busy, let me tell you how it all works. Using their £350 worth of euros, both teams must buy at least 10 items to take back to the UK. Once there, they have to sell all their items at an antiques market, and whoever makes the most money at the end of the day will be declared the winner. So, let's see how they're getting on. I may have managed to grab a quick cup of coffee, but our teams need to find some interesting items, and fast.
Oh, excellent.
Wow. What are they?
These are what they call encaustic tiles. And what it means, the actual encaustic tiles, you know when you go to Brighton, for example, you get a stick of rock,
Excellent,
and you bite a bit off, and it still says Brighton all the way through it.
Oh, OK.
These are very similar. If you look down there, you see the blue?
Yeah.
It runs a few millimetres. Sometimes it'll run all the way through. But see the way it's running into it? What it basically means is, doesn't matter how many years you walk on these, you can't wear the colour off.
OK, I get you now.
The colour actually runs through, and sometimes they run right through to the bottom.
Oh,
So you look at
OK.
the bottom, the pattern will be reversed.
Fantastic.
They're quite nice. That one's broken. They're quite nice. Well, they want 120 euros, which is approximately £80, something like that. There's not that many for £80.
Yeah.
There's not enough to do
Exactly. Do
a proper floor.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you'd want. But they are lovely. And sometimes you see them in England too. You know, in the Victorian hallways, they're the same sort of thing.
OK.
But there's a really good style going on here.
A fascinating find, but the search continues.
And do you know what these pieces are called? What we call these at home? These are called apprentice pieces.
Okay.
Cabinet makers, when they were learning their trade, weren't allowed to actually get their hands on the big stuff.
So they were
told
practicing.
They were practicing on little pieces
So
like
what did
this.
they used to do after that? Was
Well,
it just...
once they had perfected the art of making something in miniature, then they went up to make the real
thing.
McCoy.
From mini to maxi. Mark spotted two antiques from one of France's specialities, winemaking.
The big presses. These would be the bits that turn the spiral to bring down the platform, which would crush the grapes.
Right.
So these are probably really old, probably at least 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
And they're lovely, but they are 400 euros, which works out to 280 quid.
Ouch.
Ouch. And I don't think we'd fit them in your hand like this.
No,
would we?
not really.
Let's press on.
Press on.
You've got a single drawer here. Now, this is another indicator here that this is French. Do you see this, that there's no handles on a drawer like that? Now, in England, you'd always have handles on a drawer like that. And so the only way to open that will be through a key. So that's a huge giveaway.
Today's shopping venue is a permanent indoor market in a suburb of Vienne's nearest city, Lyon. Every Sunday there's a big outdoor market here, but on Thursday and Saturday mornings you can have a sneak preview of the goods. We've chosen to come here on Saturday to snap up the bargains before the Sunday morning crowds descend. We're spoilt for choice here today, but for quality and style, I've just found these lovely pair of decanters. They're about 1900, 1910, lovely condition. Now, they've got this engraving around here, which is absolutely fabulous, very, very intricate going around. The other thing to look for with decanters, do the stoppers match? In this case, they do. That top of the stopper just fits neatly into the top of the bottle. They're for sherry, port, wine. And why not do things in style? Why use a bottle when you've got these? Now, if we look carefully, you can see the white in here. That's called blooming in the trade, and it's when the liquid, the wine or sherry, whatever, has been in here slightly too long. Now, I know that a dilution of vinegar and water left overnight in these will make that disappear. So here we have a very nice pair of decanters. The ticket price on these is 45 euros each. That's only £30 each. With a bit of haggling, they'll be even cheaper. An amazingly good buy. And I really hope that one of those teams will find these a star buy. Our teams have really found their feet now, and it appears that Marko and Mark have very similar tastes.
I like that folding table.
Yeah.
40 quid. It's
Worth it?
It's reasonably about its money. And you like this, don't you?
I love it.
I like it too.
I've got no idea what it is, but I absolutely love it.
Well, I asked the lady, and she said it's for putting some sort of oil, and it would have had a lid on it.
Yeah.
And you would come...
Like in a pharmacy?
In a pharmacy, yeah.
Oh,
And you would
okay.
take some oil and use it for, you know...
It's really quite nice. I love it.
I don't know who it's going to appeal to, but I'm with you. I like
Well,
it.
you and me.
Yeah, well, if we like it, somebody else will.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I think.
What about that lamp? I love that.
It's cool, isn't it?
That is like, c'est combien?
60 euros.
60.
That's about 40 quid, 40 pounds.
But you can sell that for 80.
I can see a bit of a profit on that.
Yeah.
That's really sort of 1960s.
Yeah.
And also what I love about French lamps is, again, you remember what I was saying about earlier?
Yeah.
Finding something a bit different?
Yeah.
I think that's really
That's
different.
fantastic.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Minna and Marko have both found their first purchase, but who'll get the best deal?
40 euros pour le flacon de
40
pharmacie
euros, 4 sevens, £28. It's reasonable. It's really good. And le table?
et 60 euros pour la table en fer de jardin.
It's about 40 quid.
£40 for a folding garden table. Surely Mark can get a better price than that.
I would like to try and knock it down a little bit. Wish she can only say no.
Yeah.
Let's get the pad out, because it always looks like we're working something out then.
Exactly.
Monsieur.
Mark's not the only one after a better deal.
50 si vous voulez.
50? 50, so that's about sort of 35.
I think we're going to take that.
But at that kind of money, hey.
Yeah,
you know,
no, it's
should we do it?
bargain.
OK, monsieur. OK.
Okay.
So Minna is the first to crack open her money belt. Just £35 for a fabulous 60s light shade. But Marko's not far behind.
I think that's a really good buy.
Yeah, I think so.
Madame, it's possible, s'il vous plaît? I'm asking please now.
Please.
How do you say pretty please in French? 80 for le deux, s'il vous plaît?
OK. OK.
You are an angel.
An angel indeed. It seems our plan to shop on preview day is really paying off. If you're tempted to try your luck at the markets here, you'll find Vienne in the heart of the Rhone Valley, just south of France's third largest city, Lyon. There are flights to Lyon Airport every day from London, Birmingham and Manchester. With the Alps on one side and the French Riviera below, Vienne is well placed to enjoy all the great things about France. Wonderful weather, fabulous food and spectacular scenery. What strikes me as a visitor is how lucky the residents of Vienne are to go about their modern lives in this fabulously historic setting. All the historic buildings are very close to each other in the compact town centre, which makes Vienne easy to navigate on foot. At the heart of the town is this amazingly well-preserved Roman temple. Built over 2,000 years ago, it was designed as a place to worship the Roman Empire and the Emperor Augustus and his wife Livia. 500 years later, it was converted into a church by filling in the spaces between the Corinthian columns. This transformation probably saved it from being knocked down, but inevitably did some damage to the temple's decoration. Just 150 years ago, the building was restored to its original Roman design for us all to enjoy. Back at the market, Mark has found something to put Marko's strength to the test.
See this?
Yeah.
Test your strength. 500 euros, 350 quid. Too much money. But you bash on it and it goes round and see how strong you are.
Yeah.
And that says lightweight.
Oh.
Jonty's team,
There you
lightweights.
go. Oh.
Anything you fancy?
Here we go.
Oh no, you're joking with me.
I'm not, though. Look how cute it is. It's pink and it's kitsch.
It's very kitsch.
It's so
Marko's in love with the pink tea set. But to make a profit, the teams need to shop wisely, using their heads and not their hearts.
Oh my God, I love those chairs.
Those are cool, aren't they?
Now Mina's swooning, but at €350 each, they're far too pricey.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Special price.
Well, if you take a pair, make it 700.
€700? That's not a special price. Come on, team, time to move on.
Look at this, imagine this in the hallway. Bosh!
Mark always makes a beeline for coat hooks. They're his top tip for profit.
It looks like it's on some sort of strange mahogany or oak. It's hard to tell, actually.
These turn-of-the-century cast-iron hooks are a steal at £50, but knowing Mark, he'll try and knock the price down. Everyone seems to be finding their ideal purchase today.
You've got to come and have a look at this.
What could be Jonty's passion? I'd never have guessed it's a Hornby train set with all the bells and whistles. Hornby models were mostly made in Liverpool and can date from as early as 1920.
Even though it's quite interesting, it's got made in France. Now that's fascinating. I had no idea that Hornby would have been made in France.
Oh my, this is probably very expensive.
It certainly is. That mint condition example is priced at £1,500. First the pricey chairs and now an expensive model train. These two need to find some cheaper items to stay in the game.
Je voudrais le dernier prix, your very best price for ça and ça.
Ça, il faut 30 € plus juste.
20 quid.
Ouais. Là, je peux laisser à 60.
40 quid, so that's 60 quid.
Mark's asked for the dealer's best price, but he's still not happy. He's hoping to knock the price down even further, from £60 to £40.
Yeah, why not? Go on.
You sure it's possible as 60 for le deux?
Ouais, je sais pas plus voir.
The dealer suggests £46, which is a great discount.
I think you're going to get your money back on the hooks. And the profit's going to be on the tea set.
Yeah, I can keep it.
No, you can't keep anything, actually. C'est bon.
That's two more bargains in the bag for Marko. Antique coat hooks for £33 and a kitsch pink tea set for £13. Now the teams are busy buying up items to sell on back home, I can take a moment to explore some of Vienne's historic treasures. Just a short walk uphill from the centre of town is a spectacular Roman theatre. In Roman times, the theatre was very important, and that's because the Senate felt that if the populace was entertained, they wouldn't constantly be plotting the overthrow of the empire. Now, you can always tell the difference between a Roman theatre and an amphitheatre. The theatre was always semicircular, so that the audience could hear what was going on down there on stage, whilst the amphitheatre was oval in shape, with the arena down there and the terraces going all the way around. And they were for the major sporting spectaculars. This may be a semicircular theatre, but there are still a number of spectacular events to enjoy. Every year during the first 2 weeks of July, Vienne hosts an international jazz festival featuring great jazz artists such as Herbie Hancock and Chuck Berry. Since 1980, this event has grown in popularity so much that it attracts 100,000 spectators. This Roman theatre was one of the biggest ever built in Roman Gaul. Originally, it would have had 46 tiers and housing over 13,000 spectators. And here, in the orchestra pit, the floor would have been covered in this wonderful white and red marble. And indeed, that theme continued for the first 4 tiers here for the VIPs, beyond that, the middle layer for the nobility, and then the peasants going all the way up to the gods. The audience were often an unruly bunch, rarely staying quiet enough to listen to the dialogue. So, as an actor spoke his lines, a second actor mimed the story in a series of common gestures. Characters were recognisable by the masks they wore, happy or sad, brown for men and white for women. Women weren't allowed to act, so their parts were normally played by a young boy wearing a white mask. An audience was usually more interested in their favourite actor than in the play itself. The actor, therefore, would try and win over his audience's praise by wearing fabulous costumes, elaborate masks, and dance and mime. And if the script demanded a character's death, a condemned man would be brought on stage to replace the actor, and then right at the very end would actually be killed on stage. The Romans loved bloodthirsty spectacles. And on a less bloodthirsty note...
Now, I'm very excited about this little find here. It's a cast iron stove made between the wars, I suppose about 1920s. And if you look on the inside of this fantastic door, it's got the maker's name, and I don't know if you can just notice this, it's actually made in Paris. Now, if you're looking for a stove to cheer up your rather drab fireplace, now imagine this in it. I find these fantastic, they're so decorative. Now look at the glazing panels here, these are missing. Now these can be restored, so if you took this home, it wouldn't cost you too much to restore these doors here. Now this is where you put your fire and light your fire on the inside. Now you could probably put coal and logs on the inside here, and on the bottom here, you've got this very decorative little tray just here where you put the ashes, and you can dispense the ashes really quite easily and readily. I think a bird's been nesting here at the bottom. Now, I reckon this is very good value for money. Now, back home, I can see these selling at reclamation yards for at least £300 to £400. Here, we've got a price tag of 180 euros, so that's, what, £130? And you've got to spend a good sort of 50 or so restoring it. But hey, for £200, you've got a really decorative stove that would cheer up any fireplace in any house back home. I think it's a steal.
A great find by Jonty, but Minna's on the lookout for costume jewellery. Sadly, she discovers that these brooches are much more expensive in France than they are at home, so she moves her search to more profitable items.
For some reason, I quite like these cameras. I mean, where do you think that came from?
Well, usually back at home, these are worth no more than 10 to £30. That's usually the ballpark figure for sort of a well-used camera that's made between the wars, and this is sort of date of this camera. But do you notice here, this is the Lumiere brothers. Now, these were brothers that first made cinema all the way back in the late, I suppose, 1890s, around that kind of date.
Okay.
And they actually came from this region.
Oh, really?
The first ever film was a group of people going into a factory in Lyon, which is very near here. So that's great. It's fantastic to see something like that.
I mean, does that affect the resale value, or... I mean, it's
back home, it would have no consequence whatsoever. No. But it's just nice, little bit of picking up a little bit of local history there. What about those vases over there?
Love enamel. I love enamel. This has been touched up. Look, be really careful when you buy an enamel that it's been touched up like that. Reduces its value, but this is really nice.
It is actually. It's beautiful.
And it's 120 quid. Quite a lot of money. But they call this a Ceres, or Ceres. And it's just different sizes. You've got sugar, flour, coffee, chicory and pepper. And these are just storage canisters made of enamel, but they're really funky. And this is...
actually, I love them.
This is like a hexagon shape. They call this chicken wire.
Chicken wire?
Chicken wire, because it actually looks like chicken wire. Let's carry on looking.
They should think carefully. Those French enamelware sets are very popular back home, and both teams need to get some profitable purchases under their belts.
This is very 1950s, 1960s.
I love this one.
I love the shape of that.
I think that
Do you know what that reminds me of? No. The Chrysler building in New York.
Yeah.
While Jonty and Minna contemplate style, Mark tries to convince Marco to splash some more cash.
For the garden, put your plants on. It's a plant pot holder.
Oh, right.
What
that makes it better.
I don't know. Put your plants on, little terracotta pots, plants all hanging down in the garden, just like a little three-tier thing.
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
So if you've got a small garden, you can have a big amount of colour.
So you think we should get it?
I love it. Do you like it? Good colour.
I do, yeah, the colour is nice.
Plenty of age, at least 50 years old, nice, strong colour. We're looking at gardening, you know, gardening's very happy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we've got the weather at the moment.
Oh, take it.
Give her the money, it's cheap, it's 20 quid, 22 quid, buy it.
Mark's so taken by the garden pot stand, he's not noticed the coat hooks. There's a surprise.
This is the other thing, big tip, is that when you are inside a dealer shop like this, and you see 3 or 4 items, just gather them all together. Then you have more of a bargaining tool to work with, rather than saying, what's your best price on this, what's your best price on that?
Yeah, because you want to get a deal.
You want the deal on the whole thing. Because dealers, like everybody else, all they want is turnover at the end of the day.
We want bargains.
On that note, Minna searches for more bargains on the same stall.
It sort of has this Asian influence.
Do you know where that is?
It's...
I think that's the Summer Palace in Peking.
Having spotted another foreign fancy, Minna snaps up 3 purchases: the Chrysler building vase, a funky orange dish, and the Peking Palace clock, all for just £22. That's excellent value. But with 3 hours gone, she's still got nearly £300 left to spend. When you visit a new town, there are normally a number of well-advertised tourist spots to visit. But if you ask the locals, there are often fascinating places off the beaten track. I'm heading an hour's drive south of Vienne to Haute-Rive, which is home to a completely unique attraction. It's called Le Palais Idéal du Facteur Chaval, which quite literally means the ideal palace of Postman Chaval. Now, I don't know what your idea of an ideal palace is, but I think it's safe to say it's nothing like this. This amazing, if slightly ridiculous building was built by hand by Ferdinand Chaval, who was appointed the local postman here in Haute-Rive in 1869. Every day, out on his rounds, he would pick up the stones to build this, his prospective mausoleum. What makes it even more amazing is that he never had any form of training in building or masonry. He once said that architecture is a field in which I remained totally ignorant. It's been estimated that over 3,500 bags of lime and cement were used to create this incredible building. And here, in the northeast corner, Postman Chaval has inscribed 1879 to 1912. 10,000 days, 9,300 hours, 33 years of toil. Then right at the end, he throws us the challenge. If you think you can do better, you better get on with it now. There's a wonderful sense of fun about this building, and the nursery children here today are having a great time spotting all the different creatures carved into the walls. Some are recognisable everyday animals, and others are the stuff of fantasy. It's impossible not to love this incredible building, and the people of Haute-Rive obviously do, because in 1984, the post office issued a stamp depicting the Palais Ideal to commemorate the postman's incredible achievement. If you'd like more information on this or any of the other fascinating places we visit in this series, then log on to bbc.co.uk/lifestyle. Back at the market, Marko's quest for all things sparkly has reached its zenith.
Bling! Wow, how about that?
God!
You want bling? I'll find you bling.
I think we've got it now. Can I have it still? Can I have that?
No.
Please!
No.
Please!
It's gold, it's shiny, but you're never going to get it in a suitcase.
Why not?
It's just too big.
Well, can't we, like, do something with it? How about I ride it all the way?
No. Or possibly no. Or how about no?
Ah, don't be so mean!
No.
Do you want me to?
Stay with
I'll
me.
start screaming, you know.
Come with me, come on, let's get away. Bling. Come on.
I'm afraid Mark's right. There's no room for a fairground ride in the bargain spotting van, although there could be room for a vintage fashion-related item for Minna.
What's that?
These are old prints for fabric. So you put the ink over that and press it on the fabric. Now you like that, don't you?
Yeah,
Would you like something like that? So it can't be
Yeah.
on this year?
Having found what she's looking for, can Minna strike a deal?
30 euros.
30 euros.
Oh, 30 euros for all of them?
Yes.
For all of them?
No,
All of them? Oh, all of them. Okay, yeah, we got a deal.
Nice try, Minna, but the search continues.
Bling!
Come on.
Marko spotted the sparkliest stall of them all, and luckily, the stall holder has just arrived to open up.
Wow. Mark!
Bling.
We've got the bling. Fantastic.
Sybil,
I wonder if it's the chandeliers or those enormous mirrors that have caught Marko's eye. Both items are good sellers back in the UK and could make a great buy at the right price. However, Minna and Jonty will have trouble trying to sell this back home.
Imagine the size of the picture that was in that. What do you reckon?
It's been big.
From the ridiculous to the sublime, Marko's found his dream purchase, but is it within budget?
I want it. Can I please? It is fabulous, though.
It's great, isn't it?
It is. It's excellent.
It's oak.
I want it.
Don't stamp your feet at me.
No.
It's got beveled glass there. You see the beveled glass? I would say probably about 1920, 1940.
So you've got your original wooden frame there, and on top of it you've got this plaster, which they
Plaster.
call gesso, and then that's gold
then
leafed
you-
on top of that. I can also see in a frame like this from bitter experience that a frame like this could easily cost about between £500 to £800 to restore. So you're looking at about that amount of work just to restore a frame like this.
So what do you want to pay for it? Because I think really we're looking...
How much is it?
It's 180 euros, which is about 120 quid. And it's worth 100 quid of anyone's money, but
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to knock it down a bit. What do you want to pay?
120 euros?
120, that's 80 quid. I'd
120.
love to buy it for that, but...
Yeah.
Marco's really pushing his luck, hoping for a third off. But if anyone can pull off this deal, it's Mark.
Le dernier prix pour la glace?
150 euros.
150, 100 quid.
No.
£100, that's a good deal, but not good enough for these guys.
40 si vous voulez.
I'm saying 120, which is about 80 quid. You're saying 140, which is about...
Mark prepares for the final move in his game plan, getting a discount on an already discounted price by meeting in the middle. Good luck.
It's a bit... Monsieur, me prefer 130. 130. Oui? C'est bon, merci beaucoup. Very happy. And me, very happy, very smiley. C'est bon.
And so they should be. £86 is a fantastic price for that oak mirror. At half-time, both teams have spotted some great bargains, but Minna has only spent £101 on just 6 items, including an antique towel rail for £20 and a grey-painted wooden table, very shabby chateau, for just £26. By comparison, Marco has been on a spending spree. He spent £221 on a total of 7 items. As well as that pink and perky tea set, which was a great bargain at just £13, he bought a faux bamboo mirror, which was also £13. Will 13 prove to be Marco's lucky number back in the UK? Minna and Marco will have just one day to sell all their French fancies to the bargain-hungry Brits. The contestant who makes the most money will win an antique souvenir of my choosing. But will they exceed the £350 starting budget and break into profit? All shall be revealed later in the show. Now, Minna and Marco, this is your opportunity to win a free item for your stands back home. No forking out of money at all. All you have to do is answer a very simple question. This. First of all, what is it? Minna,
I think
let's
it
start with
looks
you.
like a part of from amusement park for me.
From an amusement park.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, Marco?
I was looking at that, and it's something with cigar. I think it's something to do with smoking.
Well, I'm delighted to tell you you're both totally wrong.
Oh, no.
What it is, first of all, it advertises shoe polish. And this would have stood in the middle of the shop. It's made of tin, painted tin, and you'd have just turned it for the right colour. White, black, brown, whatever. Now, I've bought it because people do collect tin and people do collect advertising paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Anyway, the real question that will win this is, how much did I pay for it?
15 quid.
I say 25?
25, you won. I paid 30 for it. Well done, you. So the next time you see this, will Marco be on your stand?
Fantastic.
You better catch up with your expert. See you later.
See you later, Chris.
It's time for action, as the teams have just 2 hours to spend their remaining money. Minna needs to make some quick decisions to spend the £250 she has burning a hole in her money belt. Come on, Minna, there's no time for games, even if it is vintage table football.
What do you think about that one?
What, this table here?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Handyman's toolkit, perhaps?
Well, you're not bad. That's not far off at all. I love the way concertina opens up like this. It's a sewing table.
Ah.
And do you know how I can tell the age of it?
Nope.
Is these amazing angular lines just here. And do you see how that shape has been mirrored on the legs down below?
So how old do you think that is?
It's very, very Art Deco.
Yeah.
So you're looking at late 20s all the way through to the 30s. So it's that magical period of this amazing movement where everything became angular, very jazzy.
Yeah.
Mark, what is it? Why
What
is
is
it so low? What's wrong with it?
It's
From
what-
inches.
No, it's not. No, keep guessing. I'll give you a clue. That's my clue, the way I'm standing.
What?
It's called a
Ah!
prie-dieu. And you pray at church,
Okay.
pray to God. It's called a prie-dieu.
Right.
In France, very popular. In England, people think they're very strange because they look like a correctional chair.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Now, a correctional chair will have a very straight back, so you sit with correct posture.
Yeah, exactly.
35 euros, 20 quid. I'll tell you another little thing to remember about these. See these seats?
Yeah.
Right? Not only are these very, very expensive to correct if they're damaged, but why these aren't always as popular is because ladies' tights get caught on these bits. So women do not like these chairs.
And neither do our boys. That's a rejectable. But Minna and Jonty have the star buy within their sights. I think these decanters are the best buy in the whole market and should bring in a healthy profit back home.
Maybe a little later. I can't see them being more than 100 years old. They're more like 80 years old.
Would that be something
But
quite
they're-
sought after?
They're about £30 each. So as a pair, I think we could be in for a bargain. But I can see those easily selling for 80 to 100 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah?
We'll try to haggle the price on
We'll
those.
have a go. Is there anything else you like in here?
Sounds like Minna's going to snap up today's star buy and try for a discount by buying other items on the same stall. A tactic much used by someone else, not very far away.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. There's a few things in here that I like. What about you?
I like the stripy can thing.
Tell you what, you go and get the can. I'm going to go and get the series.
Cool.
Bring it back here and we'll get the bits together and try and make up a good price on the lot.
What material? What type of wood is that?
That's got a pine top on there.
Yeah.
Now, it's a sort of table, you know, remember the other table that we bought that was nice and painted?
Yeah.
This is the kind of table that you can slap some paint on
Paint
here
on
and
it,
it would
yeah.
look really cheerful. So, for instance, if you put a sort of a cream wash on something
Yeah.
like that,
Oh,
that
that
would look
would- yeah, that
really
would
sort of
be
cheer it
really
up.
lovely, yeah.
And I love the shape, and so
Yeah.
far those legs, there's something rather un-English about those legs.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
Quite interesting shape. Now, a table like that, you can use a little dressing table, a little side
Yeah,
table.
that's what I was quite
Yeah.
visualising it.
It's 55 euros, so at the moment you want about 40 pounds.
Well, it's not exactly a bulk buy, but the table should give them a little extra bargaining power. And while Marko and Mark gather up some fine kitchenalia, Minna and Jonty snap up a pine table and my star buy for a meagre £60. They're sure to make a good profit back home. Back in Vienne town centre, I'm on a quest of my own. I'm on the lookout for today's prize for Minna and Marko, and look what I found. It's an owl. Now, an owl is the lucky mascot for the antique dealers. So, if I buy this, I wonder if it would bring either of our teams any luck when it comes to selling their items back home in the UK. In amongst Vienne's old-fashioned streets are a number of antique shops which are just perfect to find a prize that will remind Minna and Marko of their trip here. It strikes me that Minna and Marko probably enjoy a good glass or two of champagne now and again, so what better prize for either of them than a set of champagne glasses? And look at these. Absolutely lovely. They're French, about 1900, in that typical French machine cut. And look at that baluster stem, very clean, very simple. Very generous bowl too. Yes, I think these would be a very handsome prize for either of our two contestants. But to win it, they need more bargains. Perhaps Mark can work some magic on the price of the kitchen containers he spotted earlier.
These, do you know what these are?
No, got absolutely no idea. I'm thinking something with tea, because I can see a little...
good guess.
Because there's a little thing.
Like this, that one hasn't got one. This is an original one. We call them coffee biggins, or they're coffee percolators. So you'd put your coffee grinds in there,
and
you'd put it on top, fill it up with hot water, put the lid on, and it slowly filters through.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Condition is very important. This is really funky and stylish.
Oh, I love it.
Lovely. That's nice. That's really good colour as well.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at these, if you take a look up at the light, can you see where the bigger holes are?
Yeah.
Condition's very important. Look at the bottom. People won't generally use these, but
yeah, that's
they,
what I start.
you know, look at that one. That's really, really grubby.
I absolutely love this fridge.
It's more like a piece of furniture, not a
I
fridge.
know.
Isn't it? Look at that, it's incredible.
How old do you think that is?
Very 1950s, yeah.
It's beautiful.
But I don't think we can take that home, can we?
No.
Mina, Jonty,
No.
hi.
Hello.
You're going to buy
Hi.
the fridge?
No, it's too big.
No.
But it's a piece of furniture, isn't
It's
it?
absolutely
amazing.
lovely. Never seen one like it.
But we're not going to buy that. We have bought this very funky table.
Oh, much more practical.
Isn't that cool?
Very nice. Mirror top, reflecting everything. Was it expensive?
No, it's fantastic, about £45. And the great thing about that table is it's in mint condition.
Good buy. Tell me, how are you getting on then? Are you spent out?
I
or
think we've
what?
done pretty well, haven't we?
We've done really well. It's taken a lot of time. I think we bought 15 items now and we got 40 euros left, which is not much, but we just need to buy something small now.
We want one last
One
fantastic
last.
little piece of bargain, then we're done.
That one last little bargain can take you up to an hour. That's what
Yeah.
I've come to tell you. You've got an hour left.
Have we only got an hour left?
Should be easily spent. Marko and Mark are determined to spend their remaining £70 in this one shop. Minna and Jonty tried their luck outside. Marco's having a field day choosing from all this colourful kitchenalia, but Mark makes sure that every individual piece is a good buy.
These are interesting. Do you know what that's for?
Absolutely no idea. Milk. Milk. There you go.
Minna and Jonty are struggling to spot an item worthy of their remaining few pounds, but with half an hour to go, they need to dig deeper.
You wonder where the rest of the animals
No,
are?
I don't want to.
It's make your mind up time for Marko and Mark.
Right, OK.
I want
What
that.
state? You want that,
I want that and I want them.
right? That,
I want
that. Which
that.
got to go? What's going to go?
That.
That's going. That's gone. Goodbye.
And that away. Because I do like that. I think it's fabulous.
Right. Again, condition of that, been
Yeah, it's
repaired
really
many a time.
groggy.
That can go.
Outside, many of the stallholders have gone, but those remaining may be prepared to give a big discount as it's the end of the day. Meanwhile, inside, Marko and Mark are spoilt for choice as they work out how best to spend their final £70.
Get rid of that.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Le dernier prix pour ça, madame?
Mark must be asking for a big discount as he's told the stallholder exactly how much they have left, but will she accept his offer?
105.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay.
Lovely. Give her the money. That's us spent up. Well done, partner.
Fantastic.
£70 for all that kitchenalia. It's an absolute bargain. Well done, team.
Minna, what have you found? We've got 40 euros, about 30 quid, burning a huge hole in our pockets, and
I've
I
thought
think
about
time's
this
running
one.
out.
I've hackled down the price to 40 euros. What do you think?
Champagne bucket.
I quite like it. You know,
It's-
it's a quite nice ending for the day. Hard day of
Serious
shopping.
bling. All we need is champagne in there. isn't it?
Definitely.
What do we want for it? What does he want for it? Yeah.
It was 60 euro and I haggled it down to 40.
You are getting a bit of a dealer, aren't you? A bit of a dealer. I think that's fine. I think that's fantastic.
that. I
Give
love
the
that.
man the money.
Yeah,
All
we'll
we
take
need now
that
is a
one.
bottle of champagne and we finish,
And we're
yeah?
done.
Cheers! Time's up and Villeurbanne preview day is over. All the stallholders are relaxing in the cafe, preparing themselves for a busy day tomorrow. Today has certainly proved to be busy for our teams, who've successfully spent their £350 on profitable items to sell on back in the UK. Now they've spent out, it's time to take stock of what's hot and what's not. My favourite item is Minna's 1950s mirror top table, which will surely make a profit on £40. She also got a bargain when she haggled the 1960s chrome light down to just £35. It's got quality, style, and that oh-so-fashionable retro feel. Marko did well to take Mark's advice about coat hooks. At just £33, they should make a good profit and be adorning someone's hallway in no time. His tea set could go either way. It's so kitsch that I think people will either love it as much as he does or hate it with a passion. If they love it, it'll make a good profit on £13. But if they hate it, uh-oh.
Always be very
Minna, Jonty. Well, haven't you had a busy day, you two?
We've had a
Definitely.
fantastic
Gosh,
day.
you've been running everywhere.
Yeah.
Minna, what's your most exciting bite?
It must be this fabulous hairdryer.
Really? Is it usable, Minna?
I haven't tried it yet, and I don't know if I'm going to try it.
But it
Take
looks
that
great.
risk. Exactly.
Is that going to make money, Jonty?
Probably not, but it's all style, no substance, I
Oh,
reckon.
it's certainly style. But what do you think will make you the money?
Well, something of real quality is the stool down here.
Oh, yes, I like that.
Now, sadly, it needs reupholstering, so
Yeah.
it needs a bit of work doing to it, so it needs to probably sell to a dealer. Even the legs need a bit of polishing up.
This is nice.
But this is the fantastic buy of the day. I really love this table.
You like this,
1960.
don't
Well, it's
you?
real quality,
Yeah.
and it's different.
Yeah.
And it's in perfect condition. I think we'll do very well with it.
I think you will.
Yes, it's a lovely size.
Oh, well done. And Mark over here. What are you busy wrapping? Hi.
Lovely oak mirror. Look at it. Beveled glass. What a wonderful thing.
Yes. Whose choice was this?
Marco
Mine.
found it.
Yeah.
Yes, Marko, you like this?
I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's great. Absolutely love it.
I like it too. It's in great nick, isn't it?
It is.
Less than 100 quid.
Well, this is going to make you money, Mark, isn't it? And what are these things over here?
Well, one of my favourite things is this. Get some plants on that.
Perfect.
Ideal for the summer. And the coat hooks.
Yeah.
They're going to make us a serious profit.
And I'll bet that pot was Marko's
It's
choice.
funky.
It's very funky. Absolutely lovely. Well, guys, the next time you see this, we'll be back in the UK market. So, see you there. Back in the UK, we're in Wellingborough, North Hants. This traditional market town has been selling a variety of goods since the year 1201. That's a heck of a long time compared to the one day that Minna and Marko have to sell all their French booty. Whoever takes the most money at the end of the day will be declared the winner and will be celebrating in style with those fabulous champagne glasses. But before the party starts, there's work to be done. It's great to see all the French antiques back in Britain and on display. Minna and Marko have bought some fantastic items and their stall is looking very attractive. And the shoppers seem to agree. There's already some interest in Minna's retro light shade. He's a fellow dealer and might be back later. There's also interest in Marko's enamelware.
Well, those are a bit expensive. 50, but I haven't got the space anyway, but I do collect enamelware.
Yeah.
Yes.
Marko, make the lady a deal.
No, I won't because I haven't got the space. Otherwise I'd need you
Really?
to clear out my loft. But they are very eye-catching. If I had an old cottage, I had more space.
While this lady considers where she could squeeze another collectible in her house, a new customer approaches the stall and spots Marko's kitsch pink tea set.
Very, very pretty, right enough. How much is it?
The full set, 15. 20.
You have no idea how old it is?
Got no idea.
You've no
John
idea.
will tell me if you knew.
Do you know?
1950s. Would this be for you?
I know, we get to missus. Well, I don't know, I've got quite a lot of antique things, but that's not real antique, isn't it? No, it's for the 50s.
It's not technically, but
No.
to be honest, the 50s are really coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Back. They are very fashionable at the moment.
I'll tell you what, have a walk round. If you've not got it looking back round, I'll buy it.
Okay.
How about that?
Fingers crossed, she'll be back. This is a weekly antiques market, which takes place every Tuesday in Wellingborough Church Square. On offer is a mixture of collectibles and bric-a-brac, so I'm not quite sure what the regulars will make of our French fancies. There's been plenty of interest in our stall, but as yet no sales. Can this lady be tempted into making today's first purchase?
£40, I think it's the asking, but we'll have to sell everything by end of the day, so...
This lady is looking for a wedding present and thinks Minna's champagne bucket will make the perfect gift. But what's she prepared to pay for it?
£30, yep, we'll go for that.
£30! It's a profit and a good start to the day.
Oh, hello.
All right.
No, but how are you?
Very comfortable.
Yeah, I am.
Been here a couple of hours. What have you sold?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
It's not fair, is it?
No, it's not fair. That's
It's
crime.
a really, really nice day, and I think
is.
most people are either sitting in their garden or sitting by the seaside.
Wouldn't you?
I would,
Yeah.
I must admit. But it doesn't detract from the fact that what we've got here is some really nice things.
Yeah. I've got a lot of people asking about the mirror, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get that sold.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I can't get you a cold drink.
Cool.
You need one.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, I'm
Oh, hello.
I'm coming back from my tea set.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
What did we say? What did we agree on?
Pardon?
What did we agree on?
12. Right?
Oh, God, rob me blind.
No, 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 that's a good deal.
All right, it is.
I'm a haggler.
Exactly.
I'm a haggler. I don't
£12 it is.
I don't pay
At last, Marko makes a sale. It's the pink tea set, but sadly, he sells it at a loss. Midweek markets can be very quiet, and all the stalls here today are having a tough time selling, which is a shame, as there are some really interesting goods on offer. Jonty's got his eye on some porcelain.
I spotted this little dish
Yeah,
here. I
it's
wanted
very
to show
nice.
this to you. This is Carltonware. Now, Carltonware was a factory that established itself about 100 years ago. In recent times, it's closed down and has consequently become very collectible in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But
But isn't it true they're reproducing Carltonware, Jonty?
yes, particularly because they actually made the flying toucans, the Guinness flying toucans.
Did they?
Yes.
Right.
And they are reproduced. There's probably a lot more reproductions than the original. Now, if you look at the back stamp, you see this is a black back stamp here. It says Carltonware quite
Yeah.
clearly there. Now, I've often seen that black stamp in blue. Now, if that's blue, I would be very, very wary.
So that's the thing to look for. If
one
it's
of-
blue,
It's one of the things to really look out for.
right, to avoid.
Yeah. Now, this plate here would have been part of a dinner service, but it's still at £15. I would call that a bargain.
It's not bad, is it?
That's good.
With a bit of bargaining, that would be 12, 13 pounds.
Something like that. Yeah.
Very good. Back at the stall, a fellow dealer has a proposition for Minna.
We've got a special deal for you. We'll give you £30 and a choice of 3 ladies' tops.
Nah.
What do you say?
Hang on a minute. Did that chap just offer Minna £30 and 3 ladies' tops for her funky lamp? For a dedicated follower of fashion such as Minna, that's an offer that's too good to miss. She quickly chooses 3 vintage scarves and the deal's done. However, I'm afraid I can't add clothing onto her final total, so it works out at a £5 loss. That's the second sale from someone who was browsing earlier. But can Marko turn this returning browser into a buyer?
Now, have you had any more thoughts on these? Your last price, you said 50.
I did say 50. What do you agree on?
It's far too much.
You're ripping me
Come on,
blind.
Marko.
So if you,
What do you say? 45?
40.
Oh, go on, sold.
Well done, Marko. She just couldn't resist. But watch out, Minna's after your customers.
Right,
Now
thank
that
you
you're
very
here,
much.
is there anything else that you would like? 'Cause it's really the last chance. We can get you a good deal on anything you want.
That's rather nice.
Neatly done, Minna, but be prepared for a haggle.
That's one I think we're gonna go for 60. It's a really nice one. Sort of a coffee table.
45.
Oh, you might as well. Otherwise
you
get
went
left
down,
with-
I go down, so that's fine. Okay.
£45, that's a £5 profit. Good work, Minna. As the other dealers prepare to go home, our teams try out a new look for the shop window.
Oh, yes, you're all very beautiful. Especially you. The others I'm not too sure.
No.
Well, there are still a few bits left, Minna.
Yeah, we've still got bits and bobs left.
Including this, my bonus item.
That was your item, so...
Well, we can't all be winners, can we?
No, not even
This
you.
mirror here, has no one shown any interest in it?
They've been looking at it a lot, but it's just a bit of... People are going, oh, it's too much, and, you know...
And I think it's quite big as well. That's
yeah.
what they were
Yeah.
concerned.
worried about
But
it.
listen, you've done very well indeed. Is this now, what are you going to do, experts, to get rid of what's left?
Well, we're sort of taking the profits, so it's about time that we took a few losses, or at best try and break even.
Well, here's today's lesson, Jonty. We can't always make profits,
Very
can we?
true.
And we should know.
It's a hard task, but we're going to have to actually reduce prices, and I don't like doing it, but
Yeah.
we've got to get rid of this stuff, haven't we, gang?
Yeah.
You really do. And they're beginning to pack up, so you've got an hour left. Plenty of time to do it. Good luck.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
it's
Now, what
wonderful.
can we entice you off our stall here?
Actually, my taste is very difficult, but I can
What about
see
a pair of
something.
decanters? 2 beautiful decanters for 2 beautiful ladies.
So I see. Oh my God, you have charming tongue.
Almost 100 years old. I think they're very, very attractive.
And how much for them, please?
What's the price now, boss? We've got to sell everything by the end of the day, so we are...
We were thinking
You've just come at the
50.
right time.
Oh my God, 50 is too much. No, no,
too
no.
much?
It's an absolute steal. It's an
There are
absolute
there are
bargain.
two. I'm not going to buy one. When you have two, it means less.
Well, usually when you buy a pair, they are worth more than usually just one
Just the
item.
one, yeah.
So at £50, that's £25 each.
She's tempted, but what's she prepared to spend?
We could do 40.
40, let me think, 40.
40 is a good deal.
A 4, okay.
No profit, but no loss. With so many items left and so few people still at the market, Marko tries his luck with a fellow dealer.
It's lovely.
How much are you prepared to pay for it? Because I need to get rid of it.
About 50.
Oh, you're
50.
You're robbing me blind, you are.
50.
Hold on.
£50 is very cheap, it's worth double that. But Marko needs every pound he can get. Can he tempt this lady into spending a bit more money by doing a deal on the mirror and coat hooks?
60 for the two. 60.
It has to be 75.
60. Come on.
Yeah.
60.
Oh, go on then. You're robbing me blind. Yes, we'll do that way.
Crikey, that's a £59 loss. But on the bright side, it's 60 extra pounds in Marko's money belt.
So who's going to win?
I think you will.
I think you might win, actually.
Oh, God, I don't know anymore.
Actually, I'm being too nice. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I think so. Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
Come on, show us your true colours.
Well, it's been a quiet day for everyone here at Wellingborough. I've noticed the other dealers here taking home as many items as they arrived with. But Minna and Marko's constant enthusiasm and perseverance have kept the sales coming in. They've managed to sell the majority of their items and bring in some profits. Minna's best profit was £5 on the funky 50s mirror top table, which was my favourite item. She also managed to sell the Peking Palace alarm clock for £10 and her beloved hairdryer for £5. Marko's best profit was £7 on a garden pot stand. He did well on all his garden-related items. Perhaps the weather worked in his favour with this theme. He also sold the folding green garden table for £10 and the oil dispenser sold for £25. But did either team make more than the £350 starting budget and break into profit? The end of a long, hard day. Minna, was it harder than you thought it would be?
Yeah, it was quite hard. I mean, things didn't go as quickly as we thought, and we ended up having a few bits and bobs left on the desk, but you can't always win, so...
No, absolutely. Jonty, was it difficult?
Yeah, it was pretty hard work, and I was, to be frank, rather disappointed that those beautiful little bits of furniture we bought, none of them really took off. But it was a bit of a disappointment, but hey, we've actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fun? That's the name of the game. You must have had a lot of fun, Marko.
I did, actually. It was good.
Well, the two of you together, you couldn't have helped but have fun.
No, you can't help it with him.
But were you happy with your selling?
Yeah, a bit iffy, but it's all right. A few bits left, but
yeah,
what can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah.
You can't always be perfect, Marko.
No, not always.
Can you, Mark?
No, we've had good fun here today, actually. We've had a good laugh, if nothing else. Met some nice people and we took a few quid.
Yeah, we did.
Not
Brilliant. That, to me, is a successful day. And now the moment you guys have been waiting for. I've totaled up your amounts, and Jonty and Minna, you have taken today £230, which in view of everything is pretty amazing. And Mark and Marko, you two have taken £227. That makes you the winner. Congratulations. You have won a set of 6 French champagne glasses, about 1900, and if you absolutely insist, you can ask us all round to help you drink the champagne.
That sounds like a plan.
It's been a great day. Thanks for joining us. Join us again soon. That's all for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.